Hi guys, it's Angela from Bear Sew Knits. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make the magic ring or the magic circle and how you can double crochet into your magic ring to start your work. Now this is a really helpful tutorial for crochet in the round, so great for starting things like hats. Okay, let's get started. The only materials you're going to need are your yarn and your crochet hook. Any yarn and any hook will do. I'm using a 100% cotton DK yarn from Rico Rumi and a 2.5mm crochet hook or a size C in the US. Whatever you've got or whatever your pattern calls for is perfect. We'll start with how to make the magic ring. I prefer to use this method rather than wrapping around the fingers just because I find it a little easier. So I'm going to hold the yarn in my left hand. Okay, so I've got the end of the yarn pinched in between my left thumb and forefinger. I'm then going to grab my yarn and I'm going to wrap it around into a loop like that. So now I've got a loop shape. So I started here and I've wrapped round to the right. I'm then going to take my crochet hook. I'm going to go into the middle of my magic ring all the way through to the side. I'm going to grab my yarn with my crochet hook and I'm going to pull it through the center of the ring. Okay, I'm just going to swap hands like this. Okay, so now there is my magic ring and I'm just going to chain one to secure it so that it doesn't fall away as soon as I move. So I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook clockwise and I'm going to pull it through this loop on my hook. Okay, so there is my magic ring and chain one to secure. Now we're going to work our double crochet into the magic ring. It's really important to remember that when you crochet into a magic ring, you need to do it over both of these strands. So not just the magic ring itself here, this loop, but also the yarn tail, and you'll see why shortly. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to chain 3. You can follow whatever is in your pattern, whatever it says to do. That takes me up to the height of a double crochet or a treble crochet in the UK. Now I'm going to work my double crochet into the magic ring. And to do that, I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook. So now it looks like there's 2 loops on my hook. I'm then going to go into my magic ring. Remember, I'm going around both of these strands here. And I'm going to grab my yarn and I'm going to pull it through. So now it looks like I have 3 loops on my hook, and I'm going to wrap around clockwise and I'm going to pull through the first 2 loops on my hook. Now it looks like I have 2, and I'm going to wrap around clockwise again and I'm going to pull through those 2 loops until I have just 1 and I've completed my first double crochet. I'm going to show you how to do that again. So I'm going to wrap around my hook clockwise. I'm going to go into my magic ring, so underneath both strands, remember. I'm going to grab my yarn and pull it through. So it looks like I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm then going to wrap around clockwise and pull through the first 2 loops. I'm going to wrap around clockwise and pull through the second 2 loops. Okay, I'm going to repeat that 3 more times. And then I'm going to show you how we close our magic ring so that we can start on the next row. Okay, so now I have 5 double crochet that I've worked, and I've got my chain 3 from the start that counts as one of my double crochet. So you need to follow your pattern, however many it says to do, you would do that all into this loop here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your yarn tail, and this is why it was important that we crocheted over both of them, so that we have our loop here, and when we pull our yarn tail, it's going to make our loop get smaller, and eventually it's going to pull our work into a circle. You might think, well, that's just a semicircle, it's a rainbow at the moment. So what you will then need to do with double crochet that you wouldn't need to do with single crochet is you are then going to slip stitch into the top of this chain 3. If you remember the chain 3 that we did at the beginning of the round, you're going to go into the top chain and you're going to slip stitch. At the moment it looks like I've got 2 loops on my hook, a double one here and a single one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap around my hook clockwise and I'm going to pull it through the first stitch. And now I've still got 2 on my hook, but instead of wrapping around and going through both of them, I'm just going to pull the bottom loop over the top loop, like that. So there you have my magic ring and double crochet into the magic ring. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to see any of my future uploads. I upload new crochet videos every weekend. If you have any questions, do comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I hope to see you in the next one.